Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching Richmond Media this afternoon. This program is called From the Beginning. It's presented to you by OBAAPA BIMAH. Today, we are going to tell you about life story, how life began, the obstacles that have come alongside life, and how individuals have been able to endure life up to this point. The barriers that people have crossed that have brought life to a successful point, but not to a successful end, because there is more to gain once we have life. Now, the youth of today are on social media thinking that money just flows once you dip your hand in something. Or if you are given the opportunity to do something that involves in money, you can just dip your hand in it. It's not like that. How were you trained? How were you brought up? What have you learned? What are the experiences that you have gained that is really taking you through life without any problems, without any troubles? Definitely, challenges will come, but how are we going to endure? How are you going to overtake the challenges? Today in the studio with me on Richmond Media, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click on the notification bell and you get all the programs from this platform. Thank you so much and stay tuned. We have in the studio with me today is no other person than Mr. David INALEGWU. I'm not sure if I have pronounced it well, but definitely David will correct me if it didn't go the way that it should go. David,
Thank you for having me.
you're welcome. It's a pleasure. David is a financial advisor. And when we talk about how to live life within your budget, how to sustain life in this, our current world, the economic crisis that we are going through, even within that, you can still survive. But how do we survive? David will let us know what are the opportunities that we can get from financial side of it. David, the platform is yours. You're welcome to Richmond Media. And may we know who Mr. David INALEGWU is. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Just obviously, Inalegu is my first name. My surname is actually Agbogo, so it's David Agbogo. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you everyone that's watching at the moment. So, just for myself, I'm the director of Double Two Financial Planning. I'm a financial advisor. I've been doing that for the last, I'll say I've worked with Living Financial Services for the last 15 to 20 years, helping individuals and companies meet their financial goals. So I'm very passionate about educating people, especially people from sort of disadvantaged backgrounds that don't have the opportunity to just learn about personal finances and things like that. So over the last few years, that's what I've been doing, just to sort of give back to people and help them, because I know it's not easy. So, and my company supports people with different areas of their financial planning needs. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, David. As I said, it's a pleasure to have you on this platform, and it's a pleasure to have you to share your experience with the whole world. Everyone is looking at you, viewing you, watching you from all over the world, from Niger, from the UK, from Ghana, from USA,
Yeah.
everywhere. So whoever is viewing us this point, please don't forget to subscribe to Richmore Media. Live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Um, David, do you want to say something, some words, few words in Niger, so that your people will know that indeed you are here?
I'll just say how on day, everybody. Hope so on day fine.
Thank you, everyone. A day, good, good, good. How are your personal strengths and weaknesses, David?
Well, I think as we go along in our careers, we kind of I don't really look at them as weaknesses, but I look at things like challenges that you have to overcome over a different period of time. I'll say some of my key strengths are very goal oriented. I tend to set goals for myself at every point, every day when I wake up in the morning. I have personal goals I set for myself, which I have to achieve. I have monthly goals, I have quarterly goals, I have yearly goals, and I've had goals since when I was a kid. So one thing about me is that at every stage of my life, I'm a very goal oriented person, and once I achieve one goal, I set another goal for myself to try and achieve that. I am very determined. So once I set my mind towards something, I will do anything I can to achieve it as much as possible. So that's another thing about me. I'd say I'm very honest and accountable, very straightforward. And I think in my job, you learn to build a lot of trust with your clients. So if you're not an honest person, it's very difficult to do your job because people tend to see through you. Some of my, I wouldn't say weaknesses, some of the challenges I've sort of faced over time. Sometimes I could be quite workaholic, and if you are an entrepreneur and you're building businesses, obviously you kind of spend a lot of time and you can become very detached from the normal day-to-day work, spending time with your children and family and things like that. So sometimes you get carried away, but it's something definitely I'm working on as much as possible to try and reduce that. And you could call me a risk taker, and I think for you to achieve anything that's worthwhile in life, you need to step out of your comfort zone and take a bit of risk. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is left for the entrepreneur to know it. But I call it more of calculated risk, because for you to do anything and leave an occupation, leave security to do something different, you need to be able to take some level of risk. Some people call it a weakness. I just say it could be both. So that's strengths and weaknesses for me.
So, who has, at this point in life, throughout your life journey, that's how I have to put it, who
Yeah.
has influenced your life for better or for worse? Thank you.
Hmm. They same thing. I think I try and view life in stages rather than have one. Some people would say someone Nelson Mandela is a role model and things like that, which of course he is a role model to everyone. But I think at every stage of your life, you should pick someone to kind of strive to become. So within an organization, you could look at a certain manager that has certain qualities. Within my field, I have a few people who I pick as role models and I want to be like, and they've kind of shown me the best practices and I go towards that. So if I mention names, you probably wouldn't know the names, but at every point in my life, I did have role models. Even growing up, I can say academically, one of my role models was my elder brother. He was very good academically, and he always sets sort of the standards for the rest of us to follow. So at that point, I would say yes, he is a role model in my life. Someone I've always tried to strive to be like academically, business wise. I have other people who I strive to kind of follow. So generally, I would say setting sort of role models. I wouldn't say I have one. I have multiple role models for different stages of my life, academically, socially, behavior wise. So I wouldn't be specific. I respect people like Nelson Mandela. I respect people like Mike Tyson, all the adversity they faced in their life to get where they are. But one advice I give people is that wherever you are, you should always have a mentor. If you're going to a new office, have someone that you respect that you can go to for advice. So yeah, different stages, different mentors at every point.
Thank you so much. I think the question that I was asking you has even already popped up, but I was to ask you because there might be something that you might have left that you'll be able to bring in at this point. It's just on how life has been dealt with you from your childhood to
Mm,
adulthood. But I think this specifically, the challenges that you have been through,
yeah,
because that will also influence someone who is going through the same challenges to know
yeah,
that indeed, whatever you are going through in life or wherever you are at any point in life, there is still hope. And
yeah,
the hope comes with perseverance. So
yeah.
please, can you share with us what you have been through up to this point?
So, just to start off with, as I'll start off with my later years as an immigrant to the UK, which I think relates more to a lot of people on this call. One thing about moving to a different country, new cultures, it takes a lot of time for you to kind of understand things and the way people work and the way the system works. I think back home we all had this mentality that if you are good enough academically or if you are smart enough within a certain sector, automatically the best companies, you just get the best jobs and things like that. So I say one of the challenges I initially faced was when I moved over to the UK and I didn't understand the way the job system worked. So it was difficult getting sort of the sort of job you wanted. So you find yourself. Initially, I was working in a phone shop, and you work there. You think, okay, I'll just do this temporarily till I move on to the next stage, and then it takes slightly longer than you expect. So keeping that positive attitude, and you sort of get to the stage where you might even be embarrassed to tell your colleagues that you're a chartered accountant, that you've got a master's degree and things like that. So psychologically, these things play on your mind. But I think that the greatest thing about these things is that you have to use it as an opportunity to kind of learn things, understand the system, and keep walking towards your goals. As you said, persistence is key to anything. Once you give up, you sort of and lose focus of what you want to achieve, you can find yourself getting sort of drawn into that world. And sometimes some people never get out of it. And even with that environment where I worked, I learned a lot about interacting with people, how to approach people, how to talk to people, how to pick up the phone and call a customer, which technically these are the skills that I've transferred over to my job now. So sometimes you think about challenges as a bad thing, but if I hadn't learned all those skills years and years ago, today I might not be comfortable picking up a phone and talking to someone and things like that. And then within obviously other challenges you might find is opportunities might not come as quickly as you want. You have to consistently look to improve yourself, which takes time, it takes dedication. So it's being patient. Sometimes we get impatient thinking, oh, I want to get this now, which is not usually the case. So I'd say it's all about persistence, keeping focus on your goals, and just, yeah, every challenge, look at it as an opportunity because you always face them. Even now, I'm facing challenges because I decided to walk away from a job and a safe job, which paid me a good, decent monthly salary and set up on my own. So that in itself, the fear of how do I pay my bills? How do I keep up with all the things happening in the world? But as I said, I'm a bit of a risk taker and I believe in my abilities well enough to go on that journey because a lot of people want to eat their cake and have it. They want to make a decision to do something different, but they still want the safety of doing certain things. So there will always be challenges. Nothing good happens in your comfort zone. And that's one thing a lot of people have to realize. If you're in your comfort zone, nothing is going to change. Even being on this podcast with you, it's might even be out of my comfort zone. This is not something I would say I've always been used to. So all these challenges, you have to consistently overcome it every time. Get out of your comfort zone, do something different, and you will find that you get different results. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you always get the same results anyway. So yeah, in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. So, this is telling us that at any point in life, whatever you go through in life is an experience, but that should not end your life. Because you have to know that life must still continues no matter how big the challenges are.
Yeah.
As you have been through some, definitely someone will also be able to go through what you have been through. So at this point, could you please point out in your life from childhood to this point, at any given time that you have felt or you felt like life has disappointed you? You
Mm.
regretted even the very day that your mom brought you to this world.
Yeah.
Has there been something like that in life that you can share with us, please?
Um, I wouldn't say there have been different examples of positions. I try and keep quite a positive outlook, and I'll go back to the example of I'll give you an experience when after I finished my master's degree, and I believe that at that point I was on top of the world. Master's degree, the world is my oyster. And I remember the year before, there was a Nigerian managing director of one of the big investment firms, and he came over to the shop where I worked, and we talked about my course and what I was doing at that point. And I told him I was studying for my master's degree, and he was so impressed. A young Nigerian studying, look, and he said to me, "Look, once you finish, if you need a job back home in Nigeria, come." Gave me his contact details, and I finished my degree a few months after that. And funny enough, he came back to the same shop a year later to do some stuff, and he saw me there, and he came over, said hi, but I could see some level of disappointment in his eyes because he probably thought by now I should have got a better job. But he didn't see how it impacted me, but it impacted me a lot because I thought at that point I'd let myself down, not because maybe I wasn't trying hard enough and things like that. So I felt very, very bad. And he said, "Oh, David, you're still here?" And I said, "Yes, I'm still here. It's not been easy applying for jobs and whatnot." And so at that point, after he left, I remember going into the manager's office and just telling them I'm never coming back. And I left. I left the job because I felt so bad at that point and disappointed in myself. And that's kind of fueled my hunger to go out and do more because I felt if I was doing more, I would always get more. Maybe I was not putting in enough effort, but kind of leaving that job and having the hunger. And I said, look, I will succeed no matter what happens. And then that was sort of something that happened that I'll never forget. So yeah, that was one experience for me.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us. So, this at this moment, this shows that whatever your hand finds doing, do it from the bottom of your heart. Maybe your vision or your goal is even bigger than what you have now, but that doesn't stop you from doing something. Life starts from the beginning. It starts from somewhere and you will get to somewhere. It has no end until whenever God calls you. So let's
Um,
continue to survive. Once your hands find something, do it. Whatever you lay your hands on at that particular moment, just do it from the bottom of your heart. Sacrifice to make life better and continue to persevere until you get to your destination. There is a message here that I would like all of us to have the taste of it. Nana Ajua says, great show. I can relate, David. I am also an entrepreneur and definitely great lessons to learn, and I'm sure both inspiring and existing entrepreneurs are learning. Happy to connect after the show. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Nana Adwa Sifa. At the end of the show, David will share his contacts and how to link up with David. There is much more coming, so stay tuned. Continue to watch us, and we are bringing you this program right and live from Richmond Media,
Yeah.
live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Sorry. Viewers, please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to say, oh, I wish I could have asked this question. That comes in when the program is over. But now that you have the opportunity, make good use of it, and you will have a great opportunity to learn from and to take it for your future life. David, we've talked much about your life and how far. I'm sure you are a Christian, so you permit me to say how far the Lord has brought you. Indeed, listening to you shows that God has really been good to you and
Yeah.
to all of us, whoever is watching us. God has been good to you because if not Him, David wouldn't be here to tell us what he entails and what has God has equipped him with, so that we can also learn and we can also have a taste of life. David, we are
Yeah.
going to one of the main important parts in this show from this program, bringing to you from Richmond Media. There is a number on the program that you can see beneath the program is 07341 and if you're calling from outside UK it's 0044 Please, you can call and ask David any question from how far the discussion have been and from where we are going, and if it's within the capacity that we are able to answer you, we will give you answer right at work. If not, we can still answer you later, or if you call on David's number later, the correct question will be answered. David, I know
Yeah.
you are a financial advisor,
Yeah.
so at this moment permit me to ask you, who is a financial advisor?
So a financial advisor is a person authorized by the Financial Conduct Authority to help individuals and corporate advice organization with advice to help them meet their sort of financial goals. So this might be in the areas of personal finance, which is savings, investments, life insurance, inheritance tax planning. So it's just understanding, and one of the main jobs of a financial advisors to understand their clients because all goals are different. So your goals, for instance, might be totally different from mine. So as a financial advisor, it's my job to understand, what do you want for yourself? What are your goals for the next 5 years? What are the goals for your children? And then setting a plan that could help you achieve them. So that is what we do in a nutshell. So it's more around the client's objectives than my objectives. So yeah, in a nutshell, and the part regulated is very important. It's not going on TikTok or Instagram and listening to someone telling you to do this, because most of those people are not regulated, and you will find that a lot of people are misled by what's people that are not regulated say. So yeah, that's what we do in a nutshell.
Okay, so there is nothing like, oh, someone is there, I think. that person is a financial advisor. Thinking that that person is a financial advisor without knowing the roots of that person's job
Yeah.
will not help you. So don't
Yeah.
seek advice from anywhere. You can contact David later when we put a number on, or you can call Richmond Media on 00447960568295. And then we can give you the details or contact details of David that you can make enquiries of whatever question that you have on finance. David will be able to answer you. Please, if you have any question, do not limit yourself. If you cannot write, you may call. Those avenues are available on this platform. So don't wait until too late when David is gone, though you can contact him later. But there might be some questions that might need urgent attention today that someone else watching us from all over the world can also benefit from it. As you keep watching, please don't forget to subscribe to Reach More Media on YouTube, live, and Facebook. Press on the notification bell and you'll get all the updated programs from Richmond Media. Push us. However, if you want to advertise on this program, you are welcome to do so. Our arms are open to receive you and to work with you. Richmond Media is coming right to you from here on the beginning, from the childhood to this point. What has been your thought? What has been your goal that you are struggling with that you haven't been able to achieve it? If you have anything like that, if you want to share your story with us, we have so many people that we will bring on this board. But however, you can contact Richmond Media Line on 0044 7960568295. We might not be able to reach you to come and share your story with us. But when you contact the number, you can leave your name and your contact details. We will contact you and screen you and see how your life story can help others to improve and to equip others for the future program. Streaming live from Richmore Media. Thank you for watching and keep watching us till the end and week after week. We are happy to work with you. David, how can someone that hasn't got any qualification but is interested to become a financial advisor, what kind of advice can you give it to such people? Because looking at what you are going through up to this point, being able to establish your own business as a family man, as a young, handsome man, a Niger man married to my own sister, a Ghanaian lady. So
Yeah.
please, you see, he is not only a Nigerian, he is a Ghanaian as well because he's half. He's one, but his half is a Ghanaian. So let's all benefit. And it's not only that, he's coming right from the west of Africa and from Africa, living in the United Kingdom, in the Europe, everywhere. So if you have migrated from one country to the other, from one continent to another, that means you belong to the whole world. So everyone, wherever you are from, it doesn't matter which country you are, you can still contribute or benefit from what David has experienced. You can just contact him or contact Richmond Media. Thank you for watching and keep watching till the end. Thank you. David, how can you advise such people who haven't got any knowledge on finance and but wants to? They are in love, they are yearning to become financial advisors because that is where everyone think the money is coming from. Please
Yeah.
advise us.
As you said, the first thing about being a financial advisor is you have to kind of love what you're doing first. A lot of people just think once they hear finance, or that's where the money is, I'm gonna go and work in finance without understanding the day to day of the job. So it's always good to kind of understand, do your own research, know what the job is about. You have to like people and talking to people because there are different aspects of finance. But with the financial advisor, yes, you have to like people, you have to be able to communicate effectively. And once that's done, then you start looking at the certifications, which has different levels. There are some people that want to give advice, but they want to limit the type of advice they can give. Some people want to go work for bigger organizations where it's kind of easier because with there's just a structure. You have a few exams to take, but as a minimum, for you to be a financial advisor, you need to have a level 4 qualification in the UK. You can either achieve that from the London Institute of Banking and Finance, the CII, or that's the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments, or the CISI. So there are different parts you can use to achieve that. You have to write a few exams to achieve that. And once the qualification is given to you, you can either choose to work within an organization. So you could join a bank as an advisor within the bank, or you can work more independently and go out on your own and set up your own business. But one of the main things is it's you have to be passionate about what you're doing. So it's not all about just getting the qualification. You have to know that I love what I'm doing. There are good days, there are bad days, there are difficult clients, there are easy clients. But that's sort of the part you have to take to become a financial advisor in the UK.
Thank you so much, David. It's really good to have you today, to have you this Sunday afternoon. That I hope everyone is enjoying every bit of this program. And I hope today will not be the last day that you are sharing this life experience with us. Thank you so much. There is a question that our sister Nana Ajua Esifa has sent that wants to say, Hi, David. What advice would you give to young people who want to take that bold career jump into entrepreneurship? Thank you.
Um, I would say one of the advice I'd give to younger people is you have to kind of believe in yourself and what you're about to do. So don't go and become an entrepreneur because everyone is doing the same thing and you think, oh, I need to do the same thing also. Passion is very important. Understand your markets. If it's possible to start small, don't just go big immediately. Test what you're doing. If you want to start selling clothes, sell a few of them amongst your friends first. Sell to strangers first, and you know that you have a product that actually works, and then you can take that leap. Have a bit of savings to kind of support you. You don't want to go into entrepreneurship in a desperate position. You want to go with a position where probably you know, okay, I could survive for 6 months or a bit longer than that if anything was to go wrong. Because in business, as you'd expect, things can go wrong. It's not everything that's smooth sailing. As I said, don't let your friends and family or your mother alone tells you have the greatest idea on earth. Test it out with other people because your family will always give you that emotional yes. No, be convicted in your hand. Perseverance and consistency is everything. Because on those bad days when things are not going well, if you are unable to convince yourself that you're on the right path, the only thing that can happen is for you to quit. So you need to be someone that's very sure of what you're doing, do the right research, and continue learning. Even as a financial advisor, I learn every day. I keep improving my knowledge every day because if you stop learning, then you would stop growing. And mindset, you have to change your mindset. Surround yourself with the right people. If you're scratching with chickens on the floor, you can never fly with eagles. So if your friends around you are consistently telling you why you can't do something, then you will find that you start believing it slowly or surely at some point. So your mindset has to be right. You have to be consistent. Every day you wake up, you go at it again like it's a brand new day. Persevere through the difficult times, and yeah, have a mentor. Very important. Have someone that you can be honest with, that you can tell exactly what's going on. Some people start a business, things are going bad, but just because they want everyone else to believe things are going good, they can't tell them the truth. So have someone that you can actually be honest with and tell the truth. So I'd say those are some of the key things I'd say to people who want to take that leap and go out on their own.
Thank you so much, David, and thank you, Nana Ajwasifa, for bringing up this question, which has benefited so many people that you might not know. As we continue to the program, please, you are watching us live from Richmond Media, live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so that every program that is brought to you from Richmond Media, you will be notified. Thank you for watching as we keep moving forward um, to a successful presentation today. Sister Gifty Osei Mensah has sent us a message. Sister Gifty said, "Well done, lovely show." Thank you, Sister Gifty, for joining us this afternoon. God bless you so much. Infinite Origin Limited. I have an established business. How do I source 100K outside the scope of financial institutions? For example, access to venture capitalists. Thank you, Infinite Origins Limited. Um, David, this question has come along. I don't know how, but please, with
Um,
more capacity.
well, as with any business, so if you watch programs like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank in America, these are people that are looking to getting funds into their business. And as you'd understand, for anyone to typically invest in your business, you have to have a very good business model. You have to personally, as a person, you have to be someone that they can trust and they believe in your goals. There are people who don't have any money, but they can people can see the prospects in them. So it's all about, I don't use the word packaging, but it's presenting your business idea effectively enough, allowing investors to see the prospects of the future, where you're going in the next 3 to 5 years, and selling that dream to them. And also, if you have started trading as a business, let them see the cash flow, the turnover on the business, how much are you making? And then that could convince them to put money into your business. Although this is not an area of obviously financial advice that we do, but it's kind of a general understanding. If someone comes to you and says, "Oh, give me £5,000 to put in the business," what you want to know is, how is your business going? Have you started? How many people are you selling to? Is it a product that I would go out and buy on my own? If you're selling me a pair of shoes and you're telling me to put money into it, I'll think to myself, if I went to the shop and saw that shoe, would I buy it on my own? So it's kind of being able to paint that picture about your business and where your business is going, and then you can look at raising additional funds via different avenues for your business. Just to add to that, most of the successful businesses you see in the world today have raised money from investors. If you go back to Amazon, the Googles, at some point or the other, they had to sell their idea to someone. So as long as your idea is good and viable enough, I'm sure raising money would not be a problem. But you have to get the idea right.
Thank you so much, David. And thank you, Infinite Origins Limited. Keep watching us. And if you have more questions, just drop it and we will let David know. And that will benefit the whole team and everyone who is watching this program worldwide. Thank you so much. David, um, I can't stop thanking you for giving us this precious time for us to benefit from you. I am benefiting, And whoever is watching us is also benefiting this afternoon. And it's a great advice that you are giving us today. As we move on, could I ask you, how has the recent COVID since 2019? I think it came in late 2019,
Yeah.
and it has taken so many lives, and it
Yeah.
has brought so many issues from all corners,
Yeah.
which has affected finance very, very, very well. The
Yeah.
whole world is crying, everyone is crying. So how has this COVID pandemic, how has it impacted your work as a financial advisor and profession as a whole?
Yeah.
Thank
So, as with every business, I think COVID-19 was a bit of a shock to the system for everyone. So it's led to a lot of businesses folding up, a lot of businesses having to adapt. In my business, for instance, we were always used to have face-to-face meetings, meeting our clients personally, but due to the pandemic, that all changed. So we had to adapt very quickly to the way where we held our meetings and spoke to clients. And that's why I talked about continuous learning. You always have to look at what's happening in the world. How can I use new technologies to help better serve my clients? And on the client side of it, yes, it has been a shock to the system. And I don't think a lot of people have recovered since that time. If you look at personal finances, things are more expensive. COVID has obviously led to inflation. So a lot more people are more conscious about planning for the future. If we look at on our side as Africans, things like life insurance are not things that we believe in. If you talk to a typical African and say, "Do you have life insurance?" Do you want to kill me? Is their first question. Hey, why are you asking me that question? If you ask someone, do you have a will? They're like, what's your plan? So things like that have become more at the forefront of people's minds. You had a lot of young people die unexpectedly due to COVID. And you had all those messages come along where people are saying, oh, we'll set up a GoFundMe page, come and donate money and things like that, which is very sad because in that kind of situation, that is not what you want the family to be facing. How do they pay their bills? Hence why the conversation around life insurance has become very important to a lot of people now. They want to make sure that their loved ones are taken care of. If anything was to happen to them, saving for the future. A lot of people have lost their jobs or their businesses have gone under. Now talking about their personal finances. Have they had enough savings? What are the plans for the children? So I'd say COVID although it has been a shock to the business, it has kind of pushed people more to want to have conversations about their future. They want to talk about retirement planning, their pensions. They're coming towards retirement. How can we access that? What is the best way to access that? I've worked for different companies in the past. I don't even know what my pension is. I don't know what is in my pension. So all these conversations are the things that I think COVID has sort of accelerated and made it more important to speak to a financial advisor. And I think one of the mistakes a lot of us make is when you hear financial advisor, we think it's only rich people that have financial advisors, which is not the case. It's a big misconception. At every stage in your journey, you should have a conversation with someone. It's not even about um, that he's going to do anything or there's anything, but knowledge is always good. That we talked about nutrition on the show before this one, and there are a lot of things there that I didn't know, I had no idea about. So even just listening to someone talk about something or having a conversation always helps. So I think COVID-19, yes, impacted the business because we needed to pivot and adapt to the way we dealt with clients. And on the client side of it, it brought to the realization to a lot of people that we can't always believe that things will be the way they are forever. Anything can change. So the only way we can sort of mitigate against this thing is to have a plan. If you have a plan and you adapt it as you go along, you'll find that even when things change, you're less hit than the other person who hasn't planned anything.
Thank you so much, David. It's been nearly an hour now,
Yeah,
though we were a bit late, but what you have given us is like you have given us life, because there was the first time when I heard of life insurance. When I went to the bank, what I told them, do they think I'm going to die or what? I don't want to hear any life insurance until after 50 years. At least let me enjoy life a bit. But from what you have given us, it comes with an advice that indeed at every stage in life, you don't know when the when comes. So
yeah,
start planning from now until when the when comes. This English, you won't hear it from anywhere. When the when comes, you will only hear it on the from the beginning, Richmond Media. We thank you so much for how far you have spent your life. To the viewers, we cannot stop thanking you. So I will bring you out. Nana Efia Papa B says, I'm watching you live from Hamburg. Keep it up, my sweet sister. Thank you so much, Nana Efia, for watching us live from Hamburg. Please don't forget to subscribe to Richmond Media wherever you are. Watch us live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and click on the notification bell that every program that will come on this platform, you also have it at your doorstep. This one, you don't need to travel anywhere to have such an in-depth advice, such an in-depth experience as such as that's David has given us this afternoon for free. We are not paying for that. People are paying before they will have a consultation, but this afternoon you are having it free on Richmond Media from the beginning is bringing you. David, as we wrap up to the end, in your personal life and professional life, what advice do you give to your listeners to help shape their life from the beginning till now and where we are going? Thank you.
I'd say one of the most important things is mindset. I think even personally, my personal life, that's something that you have to have the right mindset in anything you're doing. Or if you are not in the right mindset, you have to change your mindset to a positive one. Because once you allow yourself to be consumed by a negative mindset or not an achieving mindset, you will find that even doing anything that would normally not be so difficult, you will find that you're laboring, and it comes from inside. Even people would see that, do you really like what you're doing? So first thing you have to do is change your mindset, and a change of mindset comes with a lot of things. It could be changing your habits, changing your environments. It could be changing the people you are seen with. As I said, if you want to do something, you need to change it. As one of the inspirational speakers, I think Les Brown said, you can't be telling people, I want to stop drinking, but you're holding a drink in your hand, or I want to stop smoking and you're holding a cigarette. So your habits will always tell what you want to do, and hence why once people change, you hear a lot of people saying, oh, you've changed, you're not the same person. Your mindset needs to be right. You need to be persistent in anything you're doing. So you will always find obstacles all along the way. You will find obstacles, things that will make you think, oh my God, have I made the worst decision in my life? Which I've had a few times in my life. But the truth is, as long as you believe enough in what you're doing, be persistent, you always get to your goal, and then you start getting another one. Another one is seek knowledge. And I think for us, this is the most important factor being Africans, is because a lot of people don't seek knowledge. They remain, they're in the UK, but technically their mind is still in Ghana or in Nigeria. They live in the UK, but technically it's only the body that's here. So they don't integrate, they don't learn anything about the environments. They just think about home all the time. So people like that, yes, it's a good thing that we're always thinking about home, but you need to learn about your environment, because if you're thinking of opening a business here, the methods of acquiring clients over here is different from the method of acquiring clients in Ghana. The way you would approach your clients here is different from the way you approach your clients in Ghana. So if you If you don't get rid of that mindset, you will find that, oh, things are not working well. Why is it not working well? Because you've not learned what the best person in the UK is doing. You're learning what the best person in Ghana. If you go back to Ghana, learn about the best person in Ghana. If you're here, learn about the best person in the UK. So keep learning, keep upgrading yourself. And yeah, obviously, God is at the center of everything. Keep your faith going, and obviously keep praying. And I believe those factors can help a lot to help you achieve your goals.
Thank you so much. Jolly Adobia says, I can see very soon we all gonna be rich with the help of this program. Thank you, David. Thank you, Dolly, for watching us from wherever you are watching us from. And keep watching us, and you get all the goodies from this program, because you don't know when the when is coming. David, is it possible to put your contact details for our viewers to know how they can reach you at any point that they need you?
Yes, I believe we can have the code to my website. I'll put up the code to my website, and then anyone who wants any information can just contact me via the website.
Thank you so much. And if you cannot even get to the website of David, you can call Richmond Media and we will give you the contact details of David. At this moment, as we come to the end of the program, we cannot stop thanking everyone for keeping up your time with us, for watching us right from Richmond Media. Thank you for spending the whole time with us. And we promise you that every week, every Sunday, we are bringing you a program from the beginning. It's coming from all sources. Sometimes the language might change, but please bear with us. We will try to mix it so that it will suit everyone watching us. If you don't speak English, don't worry. Provided I can say Etisen, I'll bring you your program. Provided you can respond to my guests, don't worry. If it says we now want, we will speak. But if it says, how do you say good evening in Yoruba, please?
Kurole.
Uh-huh.
I'm not Yoruba, but
Oh,
Kurole.
okay. Okay. Whichever tribe you're coming from, Niger, we welcome you. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. If it's Ghana, you are welcome to our program. Wherever you are coming from the world, we say you will have your part from this program. We can't stop thanking Anafobi for giving us the opportunity on a FISM that has really brought this two programs, health issues, and from the beginning, right from Richmond Media. I can't stop thanking the boss of Richmond Media, Sir Bobby. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to share. Nana, Double Two Financial Planning Limited, David. That is David's details. So please write it down and contact David. Whatever question that you've got on finance, don't hesitate to ask him and you have an answer. I think David will come again so that we can throw questions that we couldn't ask him at this point. Definitely David will come again. So look forward. Even if not next week, we'll bring David on board again, provided he's got time for us. And I think he will definitely make time for us. At this moment, I welcome the king of my city, Nana Enchibuesiakun II, to his throne as he was installed on Sechedumasi Traditional Council as the chief of Sechedumasi last week. Nana Yemawo Akwaba, and the Obahima, the Queen Mother of Sechedumasi, Nana Ntibia. All friends and family, thank you so much for watching us today. If you want to sponsor this program, you are welcome to do so by contacting Richmond Media. Once again, I can't thank everyone without thanking the womb that brought me to this world, that everyone is benefiting from me today. Mamitiwa, the mother of OBAAPA BIMAH, Wherever you are resting at the entrance of Sechedumasi Cemetery, I say, may your soul rest in perfect peace. I wish you were here today to witness this program. Thank you, everyone, and God bless everyone. Bye for now, from the beginning.
Thank you.